Hello and welcome back all of you my dear students to our new video. Now in the previous video we have learnt about the settlement, why we do some settlement, why we are staying at one place, why we are moving from that place. We learnt about the factors that affect the settlement and what is the basic necessity of this thing. Okay, now today we will talk about what are the different types of settlement. Okay, I hope you got to understand. In the last video I told you about the need of settlement, because you see we want a surety of certain things. What things? Things like food. How can we grow this food? If the geographical conditions are well enough. If we have the assurity of accessibility to the water, we will stay. Then again after that electricity, but before electricity, shelter and clothes also. Okay, then you know all these things: internet, education, medical facilities, again healthy environment, socio-economic, culture, background, all these things, race, caste, religion. These are all these factors that affect the human settlement. Again, forest area, urban settlement, industrial development. There are a lot of factors which determine where we will settle as a community. Now today we are going to see what are the different types of settlement. Okay, types of settlement based on the structure of the houses, because you see each place has its each place have its own geographical condition. Okay, it is unique in all of these terms. So some places are very flat, they are plain plateaus. Some places are hills and mountains. Some places there will be forest, in some places there will be river, in another places there will be seashore, there will be railway lines. A lot of things are there. Okay, so these things affect the type of settlement. So what are all these types? That is what we will be learning now. The first type of settlement is called as scattered settlement. Now by the name itself you might have got some idea about scattered. It means like they are over here and there. They are not in perfect order, they are not close to each other, they are away and all these things. So a scattered settlement looks like this. One house is here, one house is there, again one house is here, here, maybe here. The distance between houses is more. Now why the distance is more? Because the land may be like this. Okay, the landform may be like this, that it demands one house at here, one house at here, one is there, again somewhere here. So why it is happening? It is due to the terrain, okay, that we have discussed in the last lecture. Okay, the landform. How is the landform? Determines what type of settlement will be there. So this form is called as scattered settlement. Now what are the characteristics of these things? This can be always seen in rural areas. Now just go in Pune and see that where do you find such things. Okay, that one house is built over here. I'm not talking about that what we say. Okay, let it be. So you see, I'm not talking about the farmhouses. That is what I wanted to convey. These are not farmhouses. Okay, these are the normal house of, like, these are the normal houses of people. Farmhouses can be settled like that, scattered here and that, here and there. But when we are talking about common people and the way they live, this is what it is generally found in rural areas. Now in rural areas there are a lot of hilly plains, okay, hilly landforms, and due to it what happens? We can see such types of settlement. Now here the availability of all these things will be minimum. Okay, it will be optimum or minimum, because you see medical facilities, again transportation, okay, accessibility to the resources, okay, accessibility to the resources, building infrastructure, building infrastructure. These things are hard to get in this place because you see the serviceability in these regions is quite less because of certain reasons. Geographical reasons might be there, there might be some other reasons too. So this is what shows scattered settlement. Now here the population will be less, of course, like you see in rural areas the population is too much less, only the tribal people are living in these areas. So you see the northeastern parts of our country, northeastern states are situated entirely in these hilly regions, and that is the reason, like you see, the development in that places is a little bit less as compared to the area of Maharashtra and all these things. Now, if I want to set up some industry here, it is not possible to do it. Why? Because of the land form. But if I want to settle and if I want to make or establish an industry in Maharashtrian Deccan Plateau, we can do it easily. So that is the reason, like you see, the development of this scattered settlement is less as compared to the other regions. So here what is the factor? These homes will be separate from each other and the accessibility to all these facilities will be less, and like it will be time consuming because of the landform, and the connectivity due to this landform will be less. That is the reason the population is also less of this place. Now next one, second is nucleated. Now nucleated, it means like nothing like kind of nuclear bomb or something. Nucleated, it means these homes are situated too close to each other. Okay. If there is some road passing from here like that, nucleated, it means the homes are very close to each other. They are kind of compact in their structure. So why these things happen? Because there might be small place to live by. Let's say entirely around this place is a forest. So the houses will be very close to each other and they will be protected by some fencing and all these things, because there might be a danger of wild animals entering into our place and they might come for a visit at our home for a tea break. And you know what will be the consequences if a tiger comes at our home for having some tea. So you see, nucleated settlements are seen in the regions where there is kind of less land available for humans, and again where there is some importance of staying together. Here we will stay together. And why do we want to stay together? There is some purpose. It might be for protection, it might be due to different causes, like you see some water will be available in one place only, another places there is no water available, so we will also do it to stay together. Okay, we will also stay together to access certain resources. That is the reason, like you see, nucleated settlements are there. Now what are the characteristics of all of these things? You see, the houses will be very close to each other. The roads passing from this place will be very narrow. Okay, narrow roads will be there. Again, the accessibility of the food, water, again medical settlement, medical facilities, all of these things will be fast, because you see houses are close only, and there might be shops in some places, there might be hospitals and all these things around here, and there might be certain government facility and the service centers. So accessibility is more. Okay, accessibility to certain resources, information and services it will be very fast and it will be available in this place. Now this place has a lot of scope for development. Okay, it can develop very fast because the people are living together and they are cooperating in certain manner, and even the resources are available and also accessible to them. That is the reason that this area will develop. Now if I set up an industry, now one thing I forgot to tell you is that this will occur in a huge landscape. Okay, homes will be kind of like this. Okay, on plain land, here there might be road, okay, for buses and trucks to pass by. So here what you see, if I want to establish an industry on this kind of landform, it is possible. On the hilly landform, it was not that much possible to build some infrastructure, because you see, industry requires a lot of infrastructural equipments and the facilities. So what happens here, I can build that thing. So that is the another reason that we can develop this area faster. Again, the people are living close enough to share all these things with each other, so that our time will be saved. And if our times get saved, we can use that thing to play mobile games. Of course, no. We can use that time to develop ourselves. Now, to educate ourselves, to experiment some new things, we will use that time. And if we use that time very effectively, then you see, we can again develop. So this is what? Nucleated settlement. The third one now. Third one is called as linear settlement. Linear, what is the meaning? You might have seen some row houses someday. How are they? There might be a road and the houses might be situated like this. Here, 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 in this place, like that. So this is what this type of settlement is called as linear settlement. Now this can be seen in places where there are railways, rivers, okay, major highways, and all these things. Okay, oh sorry, sea coast area, okay, sea coast. We can find such type of settlement in certain places. Now let's talk about history a little bit. You might know the ancient riverine civilizations. Okay, riverine civilizations or the settlements. Let me give you an example. Indus Valley civilization, Mesopotamia. Okay, Mesopotamia, sorry. Again, the Chinese civilization around the Huanghe River. Okay, Chinese civilization. Then again, Egyptian civilization near the river Nile. Okay, so Indus Valley was situated near the Sindhu River. Mesopotamia, between two rivers, Tigris and Euphrates. Huanghe, the name of the river. Chinese civilization, and Egyptian civilization near the Nile River. So what are all these things? These are the riverine settlements, and they were type of linear settlements which were situated along the rivers. So this is what is the importance of this type of settlement. Okay, linear settlement. Now you see, due to this and near the rivers, what was it? Fertile land was very much available in this place. Okay, fertile land is available. So that is the reason that we settled near the rivers or near the sea coast, because here the accessibility or the availability of food is too much higher. Okay, food and water is very easy. We can fulfill these two needs for entire generations. That is why we stay in such places. Okay, and that is the reason that linear settlements are flourished, because they give rise to trade. Okay, because if these things are available, and plus shelter is there, because this is all about settlement, so shelter is important. So if these three things are there, then trade will be flourished. And if again trade flourishes, then we will kind of use the money or the economic gains for our development or the improvement of the standards of living, okay, of our standard of living. That is the reason that you see these basic needs, if they are completed, then our next need moves toward the education aspect. Again, luxurious items, buying all these things, and kind of forming a community. Again, doing some artistic works. So all of these things happen. You might have seen that Indus Valley civilization and all these things. They were preparing some toys, some arts, sculptures, and all these things. Okay, why it was? Because their basic needs were completed because of the type of settlement they were having, and due to it, this people got a lot of time to think about other things. Otherwise, we were just busy in kind of trying to find food to fill up our stomachs in the day and night. So after we got the assurity of these 3-4 things, we can now develop in different manner. So that is why linear settlement is seen near the rivers, highways, and sea coast. Now, and again railways, sorry. If these things are there, transportation is easy. Okay, transportation is easy. We can easily use that way for going from one place to another place. Now you see railways are there, we can move at long distances. Rivers, we can use them. Highways, again that the same thing. And sea coast, you know it very well. So these are all these different types of settlement. I hope you got to understand what is the importance of these three types and what is the application of those settlements and what is the impact of this settlement on the development of the people's standard of living. So that's all for today, and we will meet in next video. Until then, have a nice week and bye.